Welcome back to the Team to Be Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So, wanted to make a quick video. There was a new report that just dropped by Shams saying that the Milwaukee Bucks were very close to considering a trade package with the Miami Heat before the NBA trade deadline. And they talked about the players that were included in the package. And the Miami Heat were this close, apparently, until the Milwaukee Bucks front office backed out. And that package that the Miami Heat offered centered around Tyler Herro, Kel'el Ware, plus more players for salary fillers. So I'm assuming a Terry Rozier who's on an expiring contract, or other players on expiring contracts, and multiple first round picks. I believe the Heat would be able to trade 2 first round picks. They were looking to trade Andrew Wiggins potentially to another team to get that third first round pick. They also mentioned pick swaps for Giannis, and the Heat were actually kind of close to getting Giannis, but in my opinion, I don't believe the Miami Heat were actually close at all because I don't think the Milwaukee Bucks were actually willing to trade Giannis during the deadline. I think they were blowing smoke and they were just trying to evaluate what his trade value looked like. They were trying to see who would be the most desperate, and there was urgency at that point because at that point Giannis didn't have all the leverage. Like now, Giannis has more leverage and can dictate where he wants to go. And I think they wanted to see who is the most desperate team out there willing to offer a lot of draft capital as well as a young player. They wanted a star player possibly in return. And I don't think they were actually serious. I know also that the Milwaukee Bucks don't want to give up basically one of their top 2, 3 best players of their franchise of all time. Like if you look back, they had obviously Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So Giannis, is one of the 3 best players in that franchise history. Helped them win their first championship since the 70s or 80s, whatever it was. So like 40 years without a championship. So Giannis is their franchise cornerstone. Yes, he's getting a little bit older. Yes, he's dealing with some injuries, but still, they want to do everything in their power to keep him because no one is going to willingly go play with the Milwaukee Bucks at this point. They have to draft someone basically. Well, free agency's dead, so they're not going to get anybody through free agency. They're going to have to do it either through trade or through draft. And right now, they're holding on to dear life, hoping that they can keep Giannis. And it's been kind of wild. Like throughout the past month or so, it's been wild. Giannis has been dealing with some injuries, and the Bucks have been holding him out. And he's basically came out saying, "Hey, like I want to play." And we know the Bucks want to tank to get a higher lottery pick in a really good draft this upcoming draft during the offseason. And he's basically saying that I'm ready to play. I want to play, but the team is not clearing me. So there has been reports from Shams saying that the NBA is investigating that. So it looks like this could be the end, the beginning of the end for Giannis and the Bucks, and that writing has been on the wall, obviously, before this. And so there were question marks coming into the season. Then there were rumors about him possibly getting traded. I guess the Bucks were open and listening. Apparently, I guess again they were listening. I don't think they were actively trying to shop Giannis during the trade deadline. But anyway, the Bucks entertained the deal at the deadline. They had real conversations with the Miami Heat. This wasn't just like the Miami Heat and Dame situation where Miami's calls went ignored. The Miami Heat didn't have a back and forth. But ultimately, the Bucks ownership said, "Yeah, we're not doing this right now." They pulled out on February 5th and told Miami they're waiting for a better deal this summer. And honestly, I think it makes sense. Like teams like the Knicks, teams like the Lakers, teams like the Heat even have the ability to unlock more draft capital. And if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you've depleted a lot of your draft capital. And when you traded for Damian Lillard and for other pieces, for Miles Turner, so you need to recoup that because you aren't going to be able to build a team unless you have draft capital. And so, like the Knicks, like I said, and the Lakers are teams that have wanted to go all in for Giannis if he actually is available, and they're going to have more ammo this summer. So it does make sense that they want to hold out. And there's also the prospect of the Thunder, the Spurs, the Rockets, the Nuggets, like these contenders in the West, um, who are competing for a championship this year. Like if the Thunder for some reason don't win the championship, they don't win the back to back championships, and they want to just continue to be perennial contenders, which I think they can be without even making a move like this. But they have the young assets, they have the draft picks, they have the capital. Sam Presti has a treasure chest of first round picks, so it's going to be hard to compete with them. Like if they wanted to put a package around a Chet and a Caruso and like 4 first round picks, they could do that. Same with the Spurs. If they want to fast track Wemby and the Spurs' opportunity to win a championship now, they have the Stephon Castles, the Dylan Harpers, the De'Aaron Foxes they can throw, the Harrison Barnes, all the draft capital. They could offer, I think, 3, 4 picks as well. They have the veterans, they have the expiring contracts, they have the all stars, they have the blue chip up and coming players like Castle and um, Harper. I don't even know if they want to even break up this squad. They have Vassell. They have so many um, dudes that they can trade. And so the Miami Heat can't even compete with that. So honestly, I understand why, but I understand why Miami Heat fans are going to be upset because we were in the mix for Giannis and we had a legit shot, but we weren't able to do it. So some people are going to be mad at Pat Riley. I don't think you should be mad at Pat Riley. I think you should be, I mean, depending on if we could have gone all out, like, and they maybe might have budged, then we could be upset at the Miami Heat. But this was on the Milwaukee Bucks, right? They're trying to hold on to Giannis for dear life at this point. And for the Heat, if you didn't go all in, if that was the best you offered, then we'll talk about that later right now. But I mean, I know Giannis again has been dealing with these injuries, but he's still a top 3, top 5 player in the world. He's still in the down year. I know he only played like 30 something games this season due to the calf injuries, but he still averaged in a down year 28 points, 9.8 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, a steal. Like this dude shooting 60% from the field. He is a beast. He is a finals MVP. He is a guy who can help make you become a championship contender in the East. Like you probably need a little more pieces depending on what you send out, especially if the Heat went all in, all in. But again, you don't play it safe for that level of talent. You go all in. Again, even if Giannis is getting older, he's dealing with the injuries. Like, I don't care. You have to go all in because the situation with Giannis, again, it's been messy. It's getting worse. There's tension, there's uncertainty. There was a report also that came out today saying this situation is one of the most toxic situations in the league. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Is he going to become available? The owner of the Bucks also said this offseason is a huge offseason for them because Giannis is either going to sign an extension with the Miami or with the Miami Heat, I wish, with the Milwaukee Bucks, or he is going to get traded. He basically said that's the 2 options. Like you're signing that extension or you're going to get traded. So is he available? We will see. If he is, the Miami Heat, we know they're going to wait. They're going to be going all in again on Giannis, whatever that means, because the Miami Heat have been stuck in the middle. We're going to be in the play-in for the 4th straight year. So the question is, how far are you willing to go for Giannis this summer? Can we actually compete with the Thunder, the Rockets, whoever, if they are actually in the mix? Even the New York Knicks, they're going to have more picks. They could throw in Cat. They could throw in a package of OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, what's his name, Mitchell Robinson, like 3 picks. Like it's going to be hard to compete. But in my opinion, though, like if we look at the package that the Miami Heat offered, which was Kel'el, Tyler, maybe filler, I still don't think that's enough. I would have honestly went with Tyler. I would have gone with Kel'el, of course. I would have thrown in Jaime. Like Jaime is potentially going to be the 6th man of the year. So, and at the time of the trade deadline, Jaime was playing amazing. He still is playing amazing, obviously, and that is a guy that could be your 6th man right there. Or I mean, Jaime wouldn't be a 6th man. He would start with the he would start honestly on the Bucks. But you have Tyler Herro, who was an All-Star last year. He's still averaging 21 points per game. You get your 20-point score. You get Kel'el Ware, who has that huge upside. I think they would utilize him a lot better than Spo's been utilizing him. So he's your double-double type dude, 7-footer who could spread the floor. Obviously, he's still a work in progress, but he's only 21 years old. Then you have Jaime, who can be that wing player that has been playing a lot better in his 3rd year. So those are 3 pieces. Then you could throw in the Terry Rozier for the contract piece, and then you throw in as many draft picks as you possibly could. I believe the Heat had 2 tradable picks, I guess, but in the offseason, they should have 3 first-round picks. So let me know in the comment section if I'm right or wrong on that, but I believe they will get more picks. So I would have just offered more up front. Some fans would offer Bam Adebayo, and I mean, honestly, I would have to think about that. But I mean, Giannis is so much better than Bam. It's not even funny. It's not even close. They're not even in the same conversation. So That could have been interesting. Obviously, if they added Bam Adebayo um, in the mix, maybe they will this offseason. Who the hell knows? We'll see. But anyway, that's all I have for this episode. Let me know what you think about this new report from Shams. Do you think that the Miami Heat offered enough? Do you think the Miami Heat are going to be in the mix again this summer? Do you even think Giannis is going to get traded, or is he going to sign that extension? Who knows? We'll see. But thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.